Hello and welcome. We're going to get into another video. Today's video, we're going to talk about the top teams in the new season. So I have asked a bunch of cracked battlers, of very solid players, people who have hit #1 multiple times. And if there is a one team you could use at the beginning of the season, what would it be? So it's going to be some fun teams most of the time. But before we head out, let's just take a look at the top PvPoke ranking Pokemons. And you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 4 water types, right? And there is a bunch of flyers, which make one specific Pokemon very solid. So keep that in mind. There's also Ferret, you guys are used to seeing Ferret everywhere. Wiggly, Licky is also there. Empoleon, Shadow, and Non-Shadow. Fortress is there because Sandtomb this season is getting a buff. And Annihilate is making a comeback. And when you say comeback, that implies the Pokemon was out, but it wasn't out. Because they just made a change to Low Kick, and Low Kick is expected to be a good move. So now Annihilate had just moved into good old Annihilate, but this time you don't have to run Shadow Ball because we have Rage Fist for the ghost damage. So you can also do close combat. Corsola is top 13. I think that's bad. That implies that Corsola is bad. When Corsola was like top 3, it was already mediocre. We have Malamar, Sable Guy, Talonflame, Togekiss, Lapras, Celio, Clefable, Weezing. I think that's pretty much says everything about the new ranking. But if I have to choose a team from this list, I would literally just do Altaria, Ferret, and Jelly. That would be my team. But that will make this team so weak to Wiggly. What is Wiggly? So we click on Wiggly and see what Wiggly lose to. And the answer is Empoleon. So we're going to do Empoleon, Altaria, Ferret. And we're just going to make it an ABB team. So we're going to do an Altaria, Ferret, and Empoleon. So what do we do if they have Wiggly in the lead? Easy. You just go to Ferret and you throw Swift on 5. That's all you need to do. But this is not about my teams because, as I just mentioned, I have some teams suggested to me by some great players at this game. And in the team #1, we have a team suggested to us by the Mask, the Asian Pokemon GO competitive player. He hit #2, I think, multiple times, and he is yet to hit #1. As I think he hit #1. I don't want to be too mean to him, but he said that he's gonna run Fortress, Noctowl, and Shadow Drapion. Now, why Fortress? Specifically because Sandtomb is getting a buff, and Fortress was already good, so something that is good getting a buff, that's a huge. Noctowl is making a comeback. I know Sky Attack is not as good, but remember that Shadow Ball get a huge buff last season. And Wing Attack is getting buffed again, which make Noctowl a beast as it used to be back in the days. So this is why this team is going to be one of the most solid teams out there. Next one, we have a team from an OG #1, Ferkster. If you guys played this game enough, you should know who Ferkster is. And Ferkster is saying that Whiscash, he gave me a team with Whiscash. I was like, no, dude, Quagsire is the real deal next season. You could say Swampert. You could replace Quagsire actually with a Swampert if you are a Swampert fan. And I think Quagsire is just slightly better. So because Mud Bomb is nerfed, you have to run Stone Edge. Mudshot is getting a buff. It's becoming very solid. And Pidgeot, it has Wing Attack. It's a legacy move, by the way. Air Cutter, which is also a legacy move, and Brave Bird. And his Spice pick of choice is Shilgan. Why is Shilgan? Because Shilgan is getting has a Twister. And Twister is getting a huge buff next season. Also, it has a flamethrower, so it's more like an aggressive version of Altaria that's not double weak to ice. I think it's still loose to ice, though. That's the main thing. Next team, we have a team submitted to us by none other than the OG Chad, who's still as good at this game, Elam. Elam said that, hey, nobody cared about playing hardcore meta until rank 20. So what he is going to do is just finish those early ranks and, you know, get to legend, so you can get to legend fast. You don't want to be stuck in the early ranks. So the best way to do it, as he said, number one team, he suggested two teams to us, is Universe Stunfisk with Togekiss and Wigglytuff. Which one is the safe swap? It's pretty much Togekiss, but if you would like to safe swap Wigglytuff, that's totally up to you. I think it's a viable strategy, and you could actually get some play out of that. Remember that Togekiss can pull up lots of good, like if you swap in Togekiss and then they swap Empoleon, but, you know, they give you like 3 fast moves ahead, you can get to 3 moves before them, you know, like if they decide to double shield, if you know what I'm saying, you know, you can just spam the Aura Sphere, and if you get the 3rd move, I think you're in a very good spot. Next team submitted to us by Elam is actually more of like a hardcore OG Elam, you know, like when he used to sweep these tournaments with his Shadow Drapion. So he's still like missing that good old toy for him. That Drapion, I mean, get him so many tournaments. He was winning every tournament with a Drapion. So he thinks that Annihilate, non-Shadow. Why do I have Shadow? It's just to trick those people who just skip throughout the video and they don't watch the entire video. So they deserve actually getting trapped. So yeah, we're gonna have a Annihilate, non-Shadow with a Drapion that is Shadow, and Licky. Why is Licky? Licky is decent. I think Licky is actually the best rollout user. Like the Shadow Ball buff is good enough for Licky to be a viable Pokemon. Next, we have a team submitted to us by the Shady Asian. Shady Asian, just like us, he's a fellow meta slave. He said Empoleon, Altaria, Jelly with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fire emojis. I think that should tell that this team is 9 out of 10 easily. Empoleon is everywhere. I mean, if you watched the Seattle tournament, you would have seen that this Pokemon was literally on every team. Everyone was running Empoleon, and you cannot skip using this Pokemon. If you don't want to use Empoleon, you have to hard counter it. And I pretty much the only 2 Pokemons that I could think of that actually hard counter Empoleon nowadays are Universe Stunfisk and Annihilate, because the Mud Slappers are technically out of the meta. They are no longer as good. Mud Slap is getting nerfed and Mud Shot is getting a buff. So you have to run Thunder Shock or Mud Slap user, or you just run, you know, the Annihilate. And Altaria, we all know Altaria. So this team is I don't enjoy this team as much because I run Caesar, Altaria, Jellicent, or Ferret. Now, this team is so flexible that you could actually put in a Ferret here and you just have, you know, 2 good Pokemons to safe swap. But if I think he has Jelly because he wanted to have a hard counter to Annihilate, because he's expecting people to run Annihilate left and right. And Altaria is Altaria. I tried similar team to this last season, and I found out in my elo, Altaria is better in the lead. So if it gets an Ice or a Charm, I can just pivot out. You don't want to have your Altaria stuck. Next, a team submitted to us by Rando. He said Empoleon, A9, and Wiggly. A9 and Wiggly. I don't see an A9. Okay, so why A9? I don't know. I mean, Wither Ball get a buff last season. Maybe he is going to use Wither Ball. I saw a bunch of people using A9, but maybe he knows something that I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for today. So make sure to enjoy it, because the early ranks are supposed to be fun. I don't expect everyone to have fun though. So yeah, here are some fun team to use provided from top players in the game. So good luck with that. Remember to like the video, like the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.